welcome and welcome back to my channel. What is up, you guys? I know it has been another minute since I have posted, and I wanted to pop on here and actually talk about some updates that have been happening, some thoughts, some discoveries. So without further ado, let me just hop right in. I know I have been talking about for months on end about how I've been feeling spiritually disconnected and how I feel like I'm not receiving anything from spirit or psychically or anything like that, and how I've been having trouble connecting and all of that jazz. And that essentially all I've been doing is just waiting and hoping that, you know, given enough time, like my connection would return or I'd hear something, start feeling the energies change and shift. Last time I spoke about how I was on a necessary medication and how I felt that it affected my abilities, which it did. And how I pretty much just assumed, like, coming off of it, that my connection would return or establish itself again, and that I wouldn't be having any kind of like chemical interference in my body, right? So I've been off of them for a few months now, and honestly I haven't really felt that much of a difference. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting suddenly to go from like 0 to 100 gradually, right? But no. Nothing has been, like, nothing has really felt any different since I've gotten off of them, other than like having more energy and a better mood overall. But that's like its own thing. But to be totally transparent, like, I genuinely have started to get concerned. Like, my Virgo placement started Googling, like, do I have brain damage? Like, what, you know, like, oh no, like, what is going on? And this is the thing, like, this is such a rare scenario. Like, I genuinely have never met anybody else who has gone through something that, like, what I've gone through, like, been super connected, and then suddenly, like, boom, suddenly your connection is gone and lost, and people, like, don't believe that you were a medium in the first place, which I'll get into that in a sec. But, like, oh god, yeah, it's just been very, very strange, because honestly, you know, I couldn't connect no matter how hard I've been trying. Even when I was on medication, I couldn't connect, and being off medication, it's been a few months now. I haven't been getting anything. Like, trying to connect, I don't get any kind of feedback. Like, as a medium, you get feedback when you're trying to connect. You get sensations, you get, you know, you hear sounds, or you get visuals, or temperature changes, heart rate changes, like things like that. And I'd get nothing. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how hard I focused or sat there in silence or meditated or listened, I just have not been receiving a single thing. And honestly, most of those meditations would just end up in tears. Like, this is me being real with you guys. I would get so frustrated with myself because I just wanted to give up, but I know that I'm not the kind of person who gives up. So it's just like that internal battle where I just wanted to give up and accept, like, it's just not going to happen for me. Like, I'm just not going to get to that level, or it's just not going to happen in the time that I want it to happen. Or, you know, I have no, like, no idea what's going on behind the scenes, right? Like, I have no connection that's telling me, hey, this is where you're at, or this or that, you know, like, cards can't tell me, spirit can't tell me. Part of me has really been holding on to the hope that I just need more time, and that things would just reveal themselves in time. This is what's leading me to an experience that I had the other night where my prayers were finally answered, and I finally got some clarity about what's been going on. So an important guide of mine showed up in the middle of the night, of course, because, like, when else are they going to show up, right? It's funny because it actually kind of startled me, because, again, I haven't connected to spirit in like almost a year. So it just really, like, took me by surprise. But I was finally able to ask some questions and actually gain some clarity about, you know, what happened, you know, my situation, my journey, my experience, like, what, you know, answers, people, like, answers, spirit, I need it. Now's my chance. So of course I asked, you know, the biggest question that's been on my mind for literally all of, like, this entire time period. This is the same question that I've been asking in meditation every single time. What's going on with my abilities? Am I going to be able to connect? Like, can I still do mediumship? Like, what is happening? And the answer that I received actually really like took me aback, because what they told me was spirit stepped back from me. And yeah, it really like took me by surprise, because this whole time I was thinking that I was the problem, right? I mean, like at the root of it, of course. But here, you know, I'm being told that spirit stepped back so that I could heal mentally and become more grounded and more stable. And you know, the fact that I was having this moment with this guide who, you know, I was very clearly receiving like their messages and their guidance and all of that, you know, just further proved that my abilities were still there. They have been there the whole time, right? And it's like, this whole time I've been thinking like, am I broken? Like, what is happening, right? Like, I've never heard of a medium who just like loses their abilities, or just like just stops being able to connect to spirit. Like, I've literally never heard of anybody have this. If you've gone through this, please, please, please comment or like send me an email, because I have so many questions. Bottom line is that there was a greater divine reason for this pause. And guys, I really needed massive grounding last year. Like, I just started to get so up in my head, and it didn't help that I was doing all this spiritual stuff at the same time. It was just further ungrounding me. Everything that happened to me, everything like this whole thing, this whole situation, if you've been following, the whole reason I had to like go on medication and all that stuff was I really just needed a lifestyle change, like a massive lifestyle change. For my own good, spirit stepped back in order for me to heal, in order for me to make that change and to focus on what I really needed to do. You know, it really just goes to show that you are more taken care of than you know, and that faith and trust are just so vital in the journey, and that moments where you feel disconnected and lost are just there to help you discover and cultivate something else, something different, or like greater change in your life. Yeah, guys, that one really hit me deep. I had moments where I thought, you know, I genuinely was starting to think like no one was hearing my prayers, no one was hearing me at all, that nothing was getting through, that maybe it was just because, I don't know. I really don't know. It just felt like talking to a wall. Like nothing was getting through. No signs, no nothing. Like just completely shut off. And I second guessed everything. Guys, I genuinely started second guessing my own experiences, which I was just so deeply rooted in too, because I was like, without a doubt, I'm having these experiences and they're real, and I'm getting validation from other people who are having these experiences, and from other people who are, you know, in readings with me and all that stuff. And it's like, I just really started second guessing that, and it's genuinely so sad. But again, an important part of the journey is to really just believe in yourself. But anyways, you know, I share this because it's real and it's raw, and it's just the most challenging thing ever to oscillate between despair and faith, because, you know, I'm sure I'm not alone when I say this, or we've all had situations like life challenges where you just feel like, I don't know, I'm giving up. I don't freaking know. I don't know. That's it. I'm throwing my hands up in the air. Like, what else can I do? And feeling so alone too. You know, obviously, like, I have my friends with me and all of that, but just spiritually, energetically, when you come from that place where you are just so connected and you always have access to your inner wisdom and the answers and the universe, and then to go to a place where it feels like it's just you and no one else, oh God, it just feels so isolating. And I think that's partially, you know, been my journey too, is because I became so enmeshed with this like spiritual part of me where I would always turn to spirit for answers rather than kind of just make my own mistakes through life and just take it as things are. In hindsight, it actually makes sense that my journey kind of swung like a pendulum, where it was like one extreme where I was like extremely connected, like a little too much for my health, and then extremely disconnected to balance me out, right? I'm sure in time I will find the balance between both and find myself centered again, because again, extremes are not healthy. But in my case, it was necessary for me to become extremely shut off from everything so I could cultivate just a deeper grounding into the 3D realm, the 3D reality. Yeah, that's why a lot of people, you know, I don't know if it's just me who's seen these videos, but there are a lot of people who warn against, like, you know, don't go too far into your third eye, or, you know, things like that. Like, you have to stay grounded, you have to stay balanced. You don't want to just float away. Okay, so what does it look like from here? Well, what I received is that Spirit's not going to come back to me all at once, which I appreciate, but they will come back. Slowly, gradually. So I'm taking this as a very good sign that Spirit sees it is becoming time for me to make a comeback. That comeback could be weeks or months from now. Like, as if you can't tell already, I am flowing with divine timing. Everything is in divine timing for me right now, as much as I would like to. It's my Aries Mars, guys. I just want to go, like, go, go, go. I am like, it's very hard for me to be patient. We are going with the flow, and Spirit's gonna let me know. For now, I feel extremely blessed and reassured, and very, very protected. What I want to leave you with is just a message to trust those in Spirit who are watching out for you, who have your back. Because probably more often than not, they know what's better for you than you do. Your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your loved ones, whoever it is that you believe in, whoever it is that you pray to, remember that they are taking care of you whether you know it or not. And remember to thank them too. Like, yeah, cherish your connection when you feel it, and know that it's there when you don't feel it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following my journey. If you are still here, I know there have been some major plot twists. But yeah, so we'll see how things progress. And I hope you were able to take something away from this. And much love. Bye.